Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Let's start some kirtan. In the meantime, everyone will join. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyabadi Pasyatya Dishatarine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Dishatarine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Dishatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Raya Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha, Gopal Govinda Ram Shimadhusudana, Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana, Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita, Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita, Gopa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha, Shiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Varadeva Jaya Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Varadeva Jaya Subhadra, Jagannath Swami, Namaskar Ayana Bhaktarami Bhavatumhe, Jagannath Swami, Ayana Bhaktarami, Nayana Bhaktarami Bhavatumhe, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Gaurari, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. जगन्नाथ जी के सुभद्रमा की जय, राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय, साई भगवान की जय। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामदेव नमः। नमो ब्राह्मणे नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाय हिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात् देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नुकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं तमां वन्दे श्रीगुरुतिनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचे। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। हरे कृष्णा। Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Mataji, thank you for coming. Hare Bol. So Ramya Mataji, Vinod Prabhu, how is your younger one doing? She is fine now? Hare Bol. She was hurt. I heard she met with some accident. Yes. It's okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Is she okay now, Prabhuji? I can't hear you.
She is okay.
Okay. Nice. Nice to see her back. She missed the Janmashtami. It was a very nice festival we had.
Doctor was very excited to join.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Was she planning to do something on Janmashtami?
Yes.
Your voice is breaking, Prabhuji Mataji. I can't hear you clearly.
A song on Krishna and she will sing on the stage.
Oh.
So that day she was the elder daughter was very excited to participate on the day, but unfortunately.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, good to see you back. See the whole family back. We had a very nice Janmashtami festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Sanjay Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, thank you
No
for
problem,
joining.
Guruji.
You're also there in the morning class.
Yeah. So I attend. That's my pleasure to kind of attend every Saturday, Sunday morning classes.
Hare
Ekadashi.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining. How was today morning class, Prabhuji? How did you feel?
Very wonderful, sir. Was kind of all doubts that I had in the mind. So
Really?
those were coming out. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Everything was coming out. So everything was, he was exposing us like anything. So,
Yeah, it was. He is a very senior devotee, 25 years in
Yeah.
Krishna consciousness.
right.
Yeah. Panu Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Vijay Raghavan Prabhuji, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And who is this P000162?
Oh, Prabhuji, I think Simachal, yeah, I think my name somehow popped up wrong. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Just checking.
Namaste.
Hare Krishna, Simachal Prabhu. Nice to have you.
Yeah. Namaste, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Namaste, namaste. And Tapasya Mataji, I can see. Yeah. Hare Krishna, is it Tapasya Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for joining.
Mm.
And who is this TKC? Tulsi Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, okay. I'm using non-microphone desktop. No problem. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. Preeti Mataji, Hare Krishna. Arun Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Prasad Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Nice to see you again.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So this week,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna. This week actually we'll be missing a couple of families. They are not in station. Arvind Prabhu and family are not there, and Yogesh Prabhu and family, they had a some family emergency, so they may not be able to attend. So let's pray that there is one soul who departed in their family. Let's pray that soul finds the next destination, good next destination. So Prabhuji, I would like to ask everybody who came for Janmashtami to briefly share your experience. What was, how did you feel it went, and what was the memorable moment or moments? And then we can get started with today's class. Quickly, we'll just have some reflections. Yeah, anybody can start.
So Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I came, I attended Janmashtami festival.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So one good thing what I saw was everyone after you chanting the shlokas, right? So and then seeing that was great to see that yes, people out there are willing to do, but someone needs to kind of initiate that and do that effort. So that was very nice to see kind of kids and people, doing that.
Yeah.
So that was very good part of that what I saw.
Very well. Thank you, Prabhu, for coming in, attending. Very well. Yeah. Anybody else? Anything else?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Panu here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, yeah, it was amazing. We all had great time. Exceptional service to the Lord. One thing, like Sanjay Prabhu said, the best part was chanting the 18 shlokas. Right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, couldn't complete all 18, I think, but because earlier, what I was thinking and I was discussing with Sarita also was, if you tell somebody to go read Gita, right, they may start, they may not start, they'll say, yeah, it's good, right? If you just give the glimpse, a taste, a little bit of it, right, that triggers a real enthusiasm for them to go explore furthermore, right?
Yes.
All those 18 shlokas that you had were exactly the key elements of life, right? That we all should be chanting every day, right? That was a really good thing that you have thought of. I enjoyed that part the most. Besides a lot of gulab jamun we ate that night.
Yeah, how was the prasadam?
Prasad was fabulous. It was good.
Yeah.
Overwhelming prasadam. There was so much left. Prasadam was so much left. But at least glad that the security people and everybody had their good share for them.
Oh, yeah. They had next day morning breakfast also.
Correct.
Yeah, but I'm really grateful to Prasad Prabhu, Yogesh Prabhu, and Chandra Prabhu, and whoever else was involved in getting the prasadam. We didn't expect it to be such big. Actually, you should have just booked a like a trolley or something. But we didn't realize it was going to be so difficult in the van. Sorry, in the car basically. But I'm very, very, very grateful to everyone who did it. Thank you, Broji. Yeah. Any other reflections, anybody?
So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Prasad. So it was last year, I remember, like we all did like online. This time it was like like physically and in person. It was really good, Prabhuji. It was a good experience. A lot of people came. Like the crowd was also good. Like good turnout, and it was very vibrant. It would have been, I don't know how it might be like, how different it might be if it was in open place. I think there are pros and cons. Like, yeah.
Correct.
It might be cool. But you were audible within that hall. In open place, I don't know how much that would have been, like people will be able to hear you. So I think in a way it was good that we did it in hall.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Krishna planned it that way. Yeah, hall was better than an open place idea. Knowing that it was going to be such a big crowd, it was almost, Prabhuji, I think if you count the moving population, we crossed close to 800 people who came. Yeah, if you count the moving population. Actually, we kept Prasad in the end. Had we kept Prasad around 6:30 or 7, I can tell you nothing would have been left.
Yes. Maybe we would run short as well.
Yeah, so we kept it at the end. So there were almost maybe 100, 200 people who just left, who came, stayed for some time and left. Yeah. Still at the end, the hall had almost like 500 easily. And security, all of them also, they took prasadam, and we should really thank Raju, Prabhu of security head, unbelievable, the way he conducts it and the way he cooperates with us and somehow supports us in many, many ways. Like bringing all those things, wrapping up the whole thing. It really, after we are so tired, we need some help at that time. And right then he comes and he really helps things forward. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji. And thank you to all the members of the temple committee also who helped us, Prabhuji, in making this happen.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So the next day we had celebration at the temple. So that also went well. Like a lot of people came, and I know you were occupied with Srila Prabhupada's.
Actually, I wanted to come. One, I was totally tired. That day till almost. I was doing my rounds, sleeping, getting up. I had a lot of back pain because what happened is I was literally standing and doing the comparing for close to 5 hours without my knowledge. Right, 4:30 onwards, literally were standing, and most of the time standing and sitting. And by the time it was almost 8:45. We wrapped up 8:30. So it was like 4.5 hours unknowingly. So that kind of little affected my back. So I had to take rest next day. I could not just get up. In the evening, we had Srila Prabhupada 125th anniversary. It's a very special day. So we had a separate program planned. And my plan actually was come to the temple, stay for 2 hours, and then go there. But I could not get up only. So anyway, but I heard it went very nice in the temple.
That's good.
How many people came, Rohit, to the temple?
Our estimation is that 600 at least, at least 600. There also there was some moving crowd, but yeah, in the end, at least I think prasadam we served for approximately 600 people.
Haribol. Amazing. I got the prasadam though. Sent some prasadam home. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Any other reflections? Anybody else who was there? Hare Krishna. Riti Mataji, you were there, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any reflections, comments?
It was very nice, Prabhuji. I think every children have taken part in that Janmashtami dance and singing. Most of them have taken.
Yeah.
It was very nice program. Last time we did it online. This time we got the opportunity to do it offline.
Yeah. Actually, Prasad Prabhu, I was thinking that every year we should plan something like this, because see, what we do in the temple has a different significance and a different focus. What we do in this one has a different focus, right? This one is about asking everyone to participate and allowing all children to come forward and participate. Both cannot be done in 2-3 hours.
Yes, bro.
We will need a day only for such activity.
Yes, bro.
And one day for pure temple related activity, including the Dahi and
definitely, yeah. For the Janmashtami, I think 2 days is actually,
2 days is actually needed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's difficult. Otherwise, so many people. Just imagine if you would have not done this, our thing, so many children would not have been able to perform, for Krishna, and so many families would have just waited there, or just seen and gone, because it's not possible to do both at a day.
Yeah, yes, bro. Even on the during the temple event day, so the few people perform singing songs and in the temple, but outside we had this ukti. So I think few I don't know if everyone got the opportunity to perform that day. Also, it was little crammed on the time.
Yeah. And somehow in our program we kind of managed almost everyone to do it. Who were name at the end. I think around 5 or 6 people, they did not turn up. They gave their names, but they didn't turn up. But excepting that, almost all the children plus around 13 or 14 nominations came. Then and there, saying children only came and told, we want to perform, we have prepared, like that. So we wrote down their names and
yeah, it's very encouraging. I think people who have witnessed this year, they like to aspire to participate next year. And
yes. Next year also they'll definitely
because the way it went, right? So we can plan further.
Yes. I hope next year it will be on a weekend. If it's on a weekend, it will be uncontrollable crowd. A weekday.
Yeah.
That to a Monday. Monday is the most difficult day for many people. Still, so many people came and participated, and even Radha Krishna Julan, almost everybody, did the Jula. We wanted to do Pushpa Abhishek, but we wanted to do Aarti also. Aarti was planned, but I realized at one point that now we cannot make people wait. And next year, we'll call some more kirtaniyars, for nice, good mridanga and kirtans. We try to do at the end. We try to make everyone dance. At least some of them danced. But we should do it more planned way next time. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. If we start at 5 o'clock, I think even for the prasadam, I think people.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Haribol.
It's on Thursday. It's on Thursday next year.
Next year it's on Thursday, is it?
Calendar.
Next year it's on Thursday.
Yeah, it was August 18th.
August 18th. And also on 31st there's Ganesh Chaturthi also. On August 20.
Yeah. Are we planning Ganesh festival this year? Yeah, both are?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are planning. So it's just yesterday we had discussion. So it will be we are planning with the help of my home and my home said they would be sponsoring some. So we are yet to receive the details, but yeah, we'll have soon.
How many days will keep Prabhuji, Ganesh?
3 days, Prabhuji. As of now, we are planning 3 days because the 5th day has come on Tuesday. So Tuesday we cannot. And 7th day, we don't want to, like 7th day people say that it is not like ideal. For some people do it, but 7th day, I think we thought 7th day is not at least in our discussion. So 9th day is our, I think, avatar elections happening. So it's all like so that's why 3 days is the I think
Ganesh Chaturthi came this year on 10th on Friday.
Friday.
It came on 10th.
So that the 3 days will be the celebration.
Okay. So Prabhuji, actually, as you know, that Ganeshji is the one who transcripted all the scriptures, right? On the request of Vyasdev, he's the one who transcribed, and he's the one who gave us Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita that we are holding right now was told by Lord Krishna, remembered by Lord Vyasa, and then transcribed by Ganeshji. So I think it will be if it's possible, at least on one day or a short time on all the 3 days, a small discourse on Bhagavad Gita in front of Ganeshji, like for the pleasure of Ganeshji. Like Ganeshji will be very happy. Yes, Ganeshji wants to see dances, Bharatanatyam, all that, but primarily Ganeshji will be happy when we read what he has given. Right? He sat down and he wrote Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So, or either of those, Bhagavatam also we can do. Like Bhagavatam means it will take at least 45 minutes to introduce Srimad Bhagavatam to everyone. And then some people can even buy Bhagavatam sets. We can give that option to them on the day, Ganeshji's festival. If possible, if you have the schedule being planned, you can let people know. Maybe the last program, after all the Aarti, everything is done, then you can keep like.
Sure, I think that's a good idea, Prabhuji. I think I'll take this. So we'll see the schedule and we'll plan it at a good time. I think we are expecting like a lot of a good turn because it's all weekend, right? Like Friday, starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So evening we are expecting like a lot of people will come. Like the crowd will
I'll be ready by morning itself.
Yeah. So see, there is 2-3 things choices. I'll just let you know. One is Bhagavad Gita is divided to 6 plus 6 plus 6 chapters, right? First 6 is about Karma Yoga and Dhyana Yoga, and second 6 is about the middle one is about Bhakti Yoga, and the final 6 is about Jnana Yoga, right? All these 6 can be also given a summary in half an hour to 35 minutes. One summary can be given, like people can understand what is there in the first 6 chapters, right? In terms of Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. And then next 6 chapters, they can understand about Bhakti Yoga. Brief, very, very high level, very, very high level. And then the last 6 chapters about Jnana Yoga, through knowledge. And finally, surrender in the 18th chapter. So one thing what I did previously in one of the places is, we did 3 days, 35 or 40-minute session, right? So people who came for all the 3 days basically got a glimpse of entire Bhagavad Gita, like at one shot, 40 minutes. What is there inside, like overview. A few shlokas here and there, just an overview. That is one thing that we did. And 3 days it is not possible because others also should have an opportunity. Then we can do 1 day Bhagavatam, like for the pleasure of Ganeshji again. Yeah, so because Ganeshji is the one who transcribed Vedas, right? Even right now in Badrik Ashram, there is a place where there is Ganesh Gufa and there is Vyas Gufa. Right? So Vyas Gufa mein Vyasji is sitting and he's telling Vedas, and in Ganesh Gufa, Ganeshji is writing it. So it's a history. It's a historical proof that Ganeshji actually gave us the Vedas. He wrote it down. And if we are able to recite Vedas, then he'll be very happy. Ganesh will be very happy. That's the whole point. So a lot of the time we do festivals, not knowing much about the festival and not knowing about the personality for whom we are doing the festival, right? For a change, if we can do what Ganeshji likes, then he will bless all of us. He'll bless all of us with a lot of safety. He'll remove all the obstacles in bhakti and good health, right? So that was my thought. But again, there are multiple thoughts in multiple leaders involved. So you can decide and let me know if there is any.
Sure, I think that's a good idea. Personally, I think 3 days idea is good. We can cover like 45 minutes to every day. But
Yes.
I'll discuss with the committee members and.
Yes, and it can be the last event. See, normally people say that it will get late. इससे पहले हो जाना चाहिए. Say, for example, every event is planned till 8:30. Ours can be from 8:30 to 9:30 also. There's no, it's not like it has to be in the beginning. We can tell at the end, even after serving prasadam, people can still stay, sit, and hear and go. Right? Something like that.
Okay,
So
sure.
do let me know if there is Prabhuji. We are just trying. If there is anything, we can.
Sure. I'll definitely pitch this idea, and also I'll talk to you, Prabhuji, before committing anything.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Anybody else who came to Janmashtami? Any other reflections? Prabhuji's, Mataji's? One minute. Huh? Yeah, I'm sorry. So we finished till we started third chapter, right? Last week on Karma Yoga, we started the third chapter. Right? On the Bhagavad Gita, you all have this Bhagavad Gita as it is, by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So we started the third chapter, and we discussed the first 3 verses, if I'm right. Yeah. So Arjuna is asking a question now. Arjuna is asking a question now to Krishna after hearing the second chapter, that why should I do the war? I was told that becoming a devotee or a jnani is good to settle down. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You went blank for some time.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There's a connection issue going on. Yeah, so I was saying that we should understand and remember, the sequence in which the knowledge was we were discussing. So Arjuna, yes, I think last week I briefed you all in terms of what is going to be there in the next few chapters, right? Karma Yoga, how it will go forward, and how it will go towards Bhakti Yoga. I briefed you. So in the beginning now, what Arjuna is asking is, you have told me about Sthita Pragya, somebody who is very engrossed and absorbed in bhakti, and somebody who is completely fixed his consciousness on Krishna, and who is withdrawn his limbs, controlled his senses. So why don't I become like him? Why do I have to go and do the war? If you're telling the perfection of life is to absorb myself in God consciousness, why don't I do that instead of doing this war? So for that, Krishna has started answering. Lord Krishna has started answering Arjuna's question. So I'll just read the translation. Please repeat after me. The first shloka translation. We'll read the translation only for first, second, and third, and then we'll get on to the fourth shloka and go forward. Okay? Just to remember what we discussed last week. So Arjuna Vacha, please repeat after me. Arjuna said, this is page number 145. Page number 145, chapter 3, verse 1. Okay, so you all can unmute and repeat after me. Okay, everybody please. Arjuna said,
Arjuna said,
O Janardhana,
O
O
Janardhana,
Janardhana,
O Keshava,
O Keshava,
why do you want to engage me
why do you
why
want
do you want to engage me
in this ghastly warfare?
in this ghastly
this
warfare?
ghastly warfare?
If you think that intelligence
If you think that intelligence
Intelligence
is better than fruitive work,
is
is
better
better than fruitive work,
right? Fruitive work means karma. You do something, you get a reaction and all that. Good, you do good, you get good reaction. You do bad, you get bad reaction. Fruitive work. And war is also part of fruitive work. So here Arjuna is saying, why don't I use intelligence instead of fruitive work? Intelligence is jnana yoga. I'll get all the knowledge, I'll become peaceful, I'll go for liberation. Something like that. And then he continues, please repeat after me, second verse. My intelligence
my intelligence
is bewildered
is bewildered
by your equivocal instructions.
by your equivocal instructions.
Therefore,
Therefore,
please tell me decisively
decisively
which will be most beneficial for me.
which will
which
be
will be more beneficial for me.
Now Arjuna here is saying, Krishna, you spoke about Karma Yoga. You also spoke about Jnana Yoga. Both of them are looking very equivocal, meaning both of them are looking as if they are same. Then I'm a little confused now. Why should I do the war if I can peacefully go and meditate and just stay by myself? Why should I choose a path which is filled with a lot of bloodshed? Right? Why should I choose that path? Yeah. Now, in third verse, so you all understood the question, right? If you don't understand the question, you can't understand the answer.
So,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I think he's feeling that Krishna is confusing him. So he's asking to tell decisively.
Tell me clearly.
Yeah.
Please tell me clearly what should I do, because what you're telling is confusing me. Right? Okay. So sometimes even we, in Grihastha Ashram, we also get into different kinds of thoughts that, why should I work in these offices and earn so much money or maintain all this family, everything, when I can as well go and sit and meditate in Himalayas, forget about everything. That is also perfection. That is Jnana Yoga. Sorry, there's a background noise. Okay, I'll just mute. Yeah. Yeah. So why don't I just go ahead and do something like that? Why don't I just renounce everything? I'll not work hard in offices. Instead, I'll work for Krishna. Like that. A lot of thoughts come. So sometimes the instructions come equivocal, meaning both of them show as if they have the same importance. That is when we need guidance. And Arjuna did the right thing. Whenever we have a doubt, we should go and ask our doubt from the right person. Right? We should go and ask for the right person. When people do the mistake that they don't go and ask the doubt properly. And they go ahead and make a hastily, like a hasty decision. And then that affects their family, that affects them, that affects the whole community also sometimes, right? A lot of people, I'll tell you, there is a misconception about ISKCON society. Okay, I would want to explain what that misconception is, right? And why that misconception came and what we have to learn out of it. Everything has a lesson to learn. I don't know how many of you know, but there are many thousands and lakhs of people who like ISKCON, and there are also some people who hate ISKCON. I'm using the word hate, right? Why? Because some people in their family have joined ISKCON full time, or some people became brahmacharis, right? They did not marry. After their education, they have 100% dedicated their life for ISKCON, right? Or some people have joined the temple. Instead of doing any other job outside, they're very much doing the temple-related work or preaching-related work. They're not doing any job. They're not doing any business. They've kind of toned down their requirements and they're trying to live a different kind of life. Now, what this has done, Provision Mataji, is it has created a lot of misconception in society that people who go to ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, they leave their family or they leave their job or they'll become very inefficient or useless to society. They're escapists, like that the impression is formed. How many of you have heard or have felt any such thing from your relatives or friends or anybody? Let's be open and frank.
Yes, we hear many times.
Prabhuji, I've read in the new net actually that joining the ISKCON, one of the mother, his son was from the US return, and he was very much driven to the ISKCON, and he joined completely, leaving his old job where he was earning very good, and this came into the news. And he joined ISKCON, and his mother was really betraying it and everything on this. So I've heard this story actually.
Yes, yes, yes. Anybody else? Any other experience? Yeah. So, yeah, Sai Bhatram Prabhu, you want to say something?
No, I mean, I was just saying the experience that I have heard of. My sister is an IITian, and her classmate, he is a topper of the IITA, but he left everything and he joined ISKCON full time. Like, time back, like, from some 10, 12 years back. One of my colleague was also an ISKCON society person, and he also left his job because his guru asked him to leave his job. I too have heard similar stories.
Okay. Okay. So what, in the interest of, because it's a little applicable here, Arjuna is confused. So he's going and asking question to Krishna. That the instructions seem to be equivocal. What should I do? In the same way, many people who come to ISKCON society, why especially ISKCON society, I'll tell you. ISKCON society is the only society where there are structured training programs being conducted in every temple, in many communities, including like what we are doing right now. These are very structured programs, right? Where we can elevate your consciousness step by step as per the scriptures. I also have been trained. I've taken this training, right? And I become a trainer now. So I'm training, I'm sharing, right? It's sharing knowledge. So we know how to learn. There is, like, when we go to a school, there is class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 10, 11, 12, and graduation. Same way, even in Vedic scriptures, it can be taught in a very methodical way. If you speak a great philosophy to a newcomer, the newcomer will not understand. But if you speak in a very structured way, basics, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, or Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunam Cha, eating, meeting, sleeping, and defending, animals and humans both do. Like this very basic philosophy. And then you take from there all the way, then you go to Dhyana, Jnana, Bhakti, Yoga, and then you go all the way up to the highest philosophy. So then what happens is, when you put such that structured programs in public, lot of people, their consciousness awakens, right? Their consciousness awakens. And that is why there are thousands of people, who join ISKCON. And not only ISKCON, when they hear these structured programs, they become very serious about their background, means Sanatana Dharma background. They become very serious about it, meaning they start actually following it. Till then, they don't know why they're following, what they're following, whom they're worshipping also, they don't know most of the time. But now they get full clarity, right? Full clarity. Other Sampradaya also preach, like Chiranjeev Swami Maharaj also preaches in Sri Sampradaya. There are some other preachers also in Sri Sampradaya down south in Tamil Nadu who preach. But the only thing is that they only preach. Below, people under them are not as much engaged in preaching as much as it is there in Brahma Sampradaya, which is our Gaudiya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is what is ISKCON. So the preaching is more profusely done here. Now, okay, when this is done, the effect is twice, right? Number one, some people, they hear the classes and they go and start deciding by themselves, which we highly discourage, right? Highly, highly discourage. Like, for example, some years back, there was one gentleman, he was attending my classes and he resigned. He resigned. And he said, Prabhuji, one morning he came and told, Prabhuji, I'm dedicating my life for Krishna. I think I don't want to waste any more time. I understood what is the most important thing to do before I die. I have to get Krishna Bhakti. And, I have resigned yesterday. I was shocked. I said, why did you do that, Prabhuji? You should not be resigning like that. You only told Prabhuji, that we should give more time to Krishna. I told, see, we should give more time to Krishna, but roti kapda makan bhi chalna padega na. ऐसा थोड़ी है पूरा बंद कर लोगे मतलब if you shut down the shop, how will your family take care, right? If you have to come to a class and you have to take a taxi, who will pay the taxi fellow? How can you come to the class? Even to perform bhakti, you need some money. It's not like you can, or you should have a plan. You should have a plan, right? So then I had to tell him, and I told him, you go back and reverse your resignation right now. I don't want to hear any story now. Go do it. And I explained him that, you want to become full-time, there is a paddhati, there is a way to become full-time, right? Itna jaldbazi karne ki zarurat nahi hai. Everybody wants to serve God, but our responsibilities are also important. So, so there are some children who become brahmacharis. Not everybody can become brahmachari. Brahmachari is a very, very elevated position. Not everybody can become one, but there are some college students who have done that. And some of the parents have agreed. In fact, in our society, there is a very clear rule that without the permission of your parents, you cannot come and join the ashram. And no guru will tell his disciple to come and become brahmachari or to come and become a full-time person, leaving your job. Never. I have not seen, at least in ISKCON myself, in the last 13, 14 years, right? And I have been speaking and got in touch with many temple presidents, senior devotees. None of them do that because that is not our policy. But the misconceptions are there. People think that, if you join this place, you will completely leave everything and go. Or they tell to leave everything and go. Or forget about living in my home avatar. You have to go and take 1 acre land, put a small hut and 2 cows and you have to live like that. No, that's not the point, right? Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you can perform Krishna Bhakti, service to Krishna, right? You are good in making presentations, you can make presentations. If you can't present, somebody else will present. But you can do so many things in your current situation. That is actually perfect Bhakti. Because who has given that situation to you? The responsibilities who has given? Krishna only has given. So Krishna is telling us indirectly that you have to take care of your responsibilities and also perform Bhakti. But if you don't take the guidance at the right time, then what will happen? You will make your own decision. And that decision will affect your parents. It will bring bad name to the society. It will bring bad name to the spiritual society also. And normal people will become more scared, right? Normal people get more scared. Oh my God, my son, if he goes to ISKCON, iska to ho gaya. He will stop studies, he'll stop that. No, nothing. Yes, there are some people who have to become full-time also, whom we call as brahmacharis. The next initiation after brahmacharis, some of them even become sannyasis. But that is very rare. One among thousands takes that kind of a decision, and that kind of decision after convincing his parents or relieving all his responsibility. Like there is one brahmachari I know, he got his sisters married, he got his parents settled down, he earned enough to keep them as a backup, and then he became a brahmachari. There are some, who have done that in a proper way after taking proper guidance from Guru, right? That's very, very important. So here in this shloka also, we are seeing that when Arjuna is confused by the instructions of God, he is asking for clarification. Tomorrow, if we get darshan of God and God is telling something and we do not understand, we can actually ask for clarification. This also means that believing in God is not a blind belief, right? Our Vedas don't talk about blind belief. Our Vedas talk about belief with faith and determination. Faith and determination, right? So you have to understand and then apply your faith, get fixed, and then determinedly perform. Right? Any questions at this point before we go to the third verse? Yeah? Did everybody understand? Excuse me. Yeah? Yes or no? I don't know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Manjula Mataji. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the third verse. Third verse, page number 146, 3.3. Now Krishna is answering. We'll repeat the translation because I think we covered the verse last week itself. Please repeat after me, page 147. Here, page 147, the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
The Supreme Personality of Godhead
said,
O sinless Arjuna,
O sinless Arjuna,
I have already explained
I have
already explained
that there are two classes of men
that
there are two classes of men
who try to realize the self.
who try to realize the self.
Some are inclined to understand
Some are inclined to understand
it by empirical philosophical speculation,
philosophical
speculation,
and others by
and others by
devotional service.
devotional service.
Yeah. So here, Lord Krishna is telling, see, there are two kinds of people who try to understand me and two ways of understanding, right? One is understand all my energies and then understand that I am the source of those energies. And another way of understanding is understand that I am God and serve me, automatically you will understand what all I do. Right? That is Bhakti Yoga. So first one is also called as Sankhya Yoga, meaning Sankhya Yoga meaning analytical understanding of God. Analytical. Meaning I'll say, okay, soul is, it cannot be seen. It is 1/10, 1,000 part of the hair, and it is spiritual by nature. And, then I'll do analysis of how nature works. I'll do analysis of how solar system works. I'll try to understand so many things here. And then finally I'll say, okay, I think I understood that Krishna is also everything. Ultimately, it'll come to Bhakti Yoga only. Right? But then that path is very long. And another type of people is, they don't get into all that study. They don't get into all that. I'm not saying it's not needed, but there is a way out. You can just become a devotee. Right? If a person is making garlands for Krishna, that person is, the essence she has learned is that we should become a Krishna devotee. Right? So Bhakti Yoga is another such path. Krishna is saying, you can come to me through empirical, philosophical speculation, which is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, or you can just perform Bhakti Yoga and perform devotional service and you can come to me. Okay. Now we'll go to the fourth shloka. We'll actually read the shloka and go forward from this week. Okay. Yeah, go to page 148, shloka number 4. Na karmanam anarambhan. Please repeat after me. Na karmanam anarambhan.
Na karmana
Karmanamanaarambhat.
Naishkarmyam purusho ashnute.
Naishkarmyam purusho
Naishkarmyam purusho anshnute.
Naishkarmyam purusho ashnute.
Nacha sanyashanad eva.
Nacha sanyasanadeva.
Siddhim samadhigacchati.
Siddhir samadhigacchati.
Siddhim samadhigacchati. Now please repeat me. Nor by merely abstaining from work.
Merely abstaining from work.
Can one achieve freedom?
Can one achieve freedom
from reaction?
From reaction.
Nor by renunciation alone.
Nor by renunciation alone.
Can one attain perfection?
Can one attain perfection?
Now I'm going to read the purport of Prabhupada. Please focus. The renounced order of life can be accepted when one has been purified by discharge of the prescribed form of duties, which are laid down just to purify the hearts of the materialistic men. Without purification, one cannot attain success by absorption, by abruptly absorbing the fourth order of life, sannyasa. according to the empirical philosophers, simply by adopting sannyasa or retiring from fruitive activities, one at once becomes as good as Narayana. But Lord Krishna does not approve this principle. Without purification of heart, sannyasa is simply a disturbance to the social order. On the other hand, if someone takes to the transcendental service of the Lord, even without discharging his prescribed duties, whatever he may be able to advance in the cause of prescribed, in the cause is accepted by the Lord. Buddhi Yoga. Swalpam apyasi dharmasya trayate madhuvaya. Even a slight performance of such a principle enables one to overcome great difficulties. So Prabhupada is very clearly saying what Krishna is saying. That merely saying I will not work doesn't mean renunciation. Right? Doesn't mean renunciation. Now let's go to shloka number 5. Any questions on shloka number 4 before we go forward? Are you all following what we are discussing? Please, I don't want this class to be like I'm just finishing something and you all are like okay with it and you just keep going for it. If you don't understand, we should stop there.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Following well.
Good. Okay. Now let's go to shloka number 5. Please repeat after me. Nahi kaschit kshanam api.
Nahi kaschit
kshanam api.
Nahi kaschit kshanam api.
Nahi kaschit kshanam api.
Jatu tisthati akarmakrit.
Jatu tisthati akarmakrit.
Jatu tisthati akarmakrit.
Jatu tisthati akarmakrit.
Karyate hi avashyam karma.
Karyate
hi avasya karma.
Karyate hi avasya karma.
Karyate hi
avasya karma.
Sarva prakriti jair gunai.
Sarva prakriti
jai gunai.
Yeah. So repeat after me. Everyone is forced.
Everyone is
to act helplessly.
To act
helplessly.
According
to the qualities.
According to the qualities.
He has acquired.
From
modes of material nature.
Yeah.
Therefore, no one can refrain. From doing something. Not even for a moment.
Not even
for a moment.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji and Mataji, see, we all have a certain nature. Like last week we were discussing that, you can be a Brahmana, you can be a Kshatriya, you can be a Vaishya, you can be, Shudra. So there are different qualities, order taker, caretaker, and, administrator. All these are different qualities. So when we get this quality, we are going to act according to that quality. We're simply going to act according to that quality. So if I'm acting as per that quality, and I also keep Krishna on top of it, right? If I'm performing my job according to that quality, and also I'm keeping Krishna in my house and worshipping, is it really bhakti, right? Because these activities and these qualities are basically the 3 modes of material nature that Durga holds at Trishul, or rather 3 modes of material nature. Through ropes, 3 holds all of us. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Right? Everybody have some very good qualities. Everybody have some bad qualities. So we'll act according to that. So, but coming to Bhakti Yoga, we may have to start giving up some of those activities. And giving up something like smoking or alcohol is not that easy. It's not at all easy. Why? Because you're not only addicted in this life, you're also addicted in previous life. right? So when people say, you stop this habit, stop that, it's not easy, right? So what we normally do is we conduct a satsang, make them sing kirtan, make them eat prasadam, and tell lectures in a very short way, so that in a very simple way, so they can understand the philosophy from the basics, right? So here Lord Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya, and a Kshatriya means he needs land, because he has to administer something, right? He has to do administration. So he needs land. So how are you going to have land if all the land is taken over with Duryodhana? So he gave instructions according to that. And then he asked, please implement them. That is what Lord Krishna did with Arjuna, right? And he's saying that everyone is forced to act according to qualities, right? Sometimes my nature is, I'm a little aggressive and I'm very task-oriented and all that. And the nature will not change even if you go to bhakti. Because nature comes by birth. You can't create a nature of a child. You can only make him remember his own nature, and that nature, through that nature, he will act in this world. Right? A very intelligent father can have a very dumb son also. It is possible. If the muhurta of procreation is not right or anything went wrong, right? Then are you going to tell that, what do you call that? He is dumb, so he cannot be your son, or he cannot be taught Bhagavad Gita or anything? No. Even for the dumb person, there is a level in which Bhagavad Gita can be taught. Right? So according to the modes of mental nature, there is mode of goodness, sattva guna, rajo, passion, and tamo, which is ignorance. Right? All these three modes together, in a combination, are always operating within us, and we have those qualities. So we will perform according to that qualities only. It's too difficult to tackle them and change your way of work. Right? Are you following what I'm saying, Prabhuji and Matajis? Please interrupt me. It's a little technical here, but I want you to understand very, very clearly. Yeah, Prabhuji and Matajis?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, share what you felt by understanding so far. Because I don't want to proceed in a hurry, because this is a very foundational thing that we are discussing. If you think you've understood what we just discussed, can you please put few words about what you understood?
So everyone is working under the mode of the nature he is in, right? Either he is in Rajaguna or Sattva or Tamoguna. So he behaves in that particular mode, or that's the nature of that person.
Yes. And Krishna is saying,
and the question I do have is like, now, so this nature comes because of the previous karmas one is getting into, or is it because the soul, when comes under the influence of this material world, it gets a nature, right? And which would be high, which would be low, which would be medium. Everyone is bound with three natures. So it can't be that one is purely sattva, and one is purely raja, one is purely tamo. A person can have all three natures, right? And it depends at what. I think you are on mute, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji, you are on mute.
I'm on mute. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and you're right. I'm saying you're right. So not one nature is there with us. One nature becomes predominant, right? There is a predominant nature, there is a secondary nature, and there is a very subtle nature behind it. Some people, very rarely, they act in the mode of ignorance, tamo. Some people, all the time, they act in tamo only, right? So, depending upon the time of the day, depending upon past conditions, this nature influences us, right? Now, the question is, by birth did I get these natures, or after the birth I have got these natures? That is your question. Right? So, Prabhuji, to the extent of the karma that you performed in a past life, this body is given to satisfy those desires and undergo some sufferings also, according to those acts. So according to that need, a nature is given to us. Say, for example, in this life, you had a desire that you want to drink a lot, alcohol. So if you are given sattva guna, can you drink? You cannot drink. You will not drink. So you are given tamoguna. You are given tamoguna. Krishna gives tamoguna. But at the same time, he also gives an instruction through Bhagavad Gita that is not good for you. It's not good for you. Acharyas come and they explain. And by the way, even if Krishna doesn't say that is not good for you, eventually if they drink a lot, their liver will tell them that's not good for you. Doctors will tell them that's not good for you. Isn't it? Material nature itself cannot be enjoyed. Material nature cannot be enjoyed. You have to suffer if you are in the material nature. Unless you become spiritual, you will be suffering all the time. There is no end to it. Right? Did you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, during this life also, according to our choices, our future is going to change. Future is not fixed. It's dynamic. Right? It's going to change. And there will be some new karma that we'll acquiring, which we should not. That's why we ask everyone to perform Krishna or dedicate all your activities to Krishna, because that is, even though it looks like karma from external, which we are doing akarma. Akarma meaning work which doesn't have any reactions. Only spiritual work doesn't have any reactions, right? So people plant trees, by putting a lot of jali around them or protection around them or different techniques of planting trees, right? Or taking care of cows. Things which Krishna really values, you do try to do those things. When you chant more number of rounds, minimum 16 rounds, I say, we should get to that point, right? Where we are giving enough time to talk to Krishna. And really, I'm telling you, you can feel the difference, when you're talking to God, when you come to Sattva. But coming to Sattva also can become a lifetime activity if you have too many challenges. But if your life has been very simple, faith, and you have clarity now, you can change it. You can change that faith. Right? And you can go and, create a center, a preaching center or something, where you meet every week with all the like-minded people, society, and in that association, you further increase your understanding. Senior devotees will come and guide you. Like I told, every time you have any doubt, please speak. Please speak up. If not in public, in private.
So, Prabhuji, like one question, and a bit not sure. See, now is only a free will that takes a person to get to the sattva mode or to get to the Krishna consciousness, or there is a God will also in that. So is it only my free will that I get into that, or it's God will also that gets into that? And how long a person can be in God consciousness due to free will, right? Because free will to some point in time would deviate or divert, right? He gets confused. So what is that continues a person in sattva mode or continue the consciousness journey? So what is that link or that mode what is that helps to kind of get to that? Is it only the free will or is it something more than that?
See, Prabhuji, free will is God-given energy. Free will is Swarat. Swarat means independent. But free will is Svecha. Right? You can use your free will and perform activities which will please Krishna, and automatically that will become your last life. He wants you back. But the same free will you can utilize to further get engrossed in other modes. Right? So it's a vicious cycle. You'll never come out of it. That is unless you surrender to God. You do good, you get good. Then you do some bad, you'll get bad. You do both, you'll get both separately. They will not be compensated.
And Prabhuji, I just want to link this and just to kind of maybe not diverting, but just trying to link it with the astrology aspect also. But what I heard or what I have seen is people say, okay, now like uska ye grah aa gaye hain, so he is getting into this this line, right? And probably he will continue for kind of some of the years. And once this effect of grahas and nakshatras will go over, then he will come back to kind of normal material, those kind of things. So I was a bit confused. Is it that way that it works? Because is it the free will? Is the God will? Is it what it is that helps this? Because this graha nakshatra is also a science, right? Is also a science which comes from Vedas, right? So how to connect this with this, saying that okay, now this time has come and hence this person is getting into this. And some astrology they have kind of read the chart of great saints and then so and so forth. So how to link this with getting into this mode of, or getting into this consciousness thing?
Okay, did everybody understand the question before I answer? Or do you want me to repeat the question?
So clear, Prabhuji. I had the same question some time ago also. It's still unanswered.
Can you hear me? Is it audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So Prabhuji, now please pay focus. This is a very important thing that I'm discussing now. Actually, in Science of Circulation, the session 8 and 9 is completely dealing with this topic about free will. Free will, our nature and destiny. Okay, so please pay attention. Now, the way it works is, Prabhuji and Mataji, we have a destiny. And destiny is nothing but a prarabdha karma, meaning for whatever that we have accumulated till that birth. Till that birth, there is a destiny. Okay, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah. So till now, whatever you accumulated, there is a plan created and there is a destiny. For that destiny to be fulfilled, you are given a body. Right? And your free will actually is very, very small because you are given a nature. You are given a nature to act also. Because you have to go through that. You have to go through the sufferings. For example, in last life, as a husband, you tortured your wife like anything. Right? You really literally humiliated her, tortured her. So it has to come back. In this life, you will be given a wife body and your wife will become your husband. Or some other new husband is chosen to exactly torture you like how you tortured your wife. Right? So this is the body that you are given to go through an experience of correction. Okay. Now, what if, just take the same example, that you are a very bad husband in last life and you tortured your wife, and your wife becomes a husband in this life to torture you, and everything is being set, everything together. And suddenly, in between, a Krishna conscious devotee comes and says, Madam, can you please chant? You know, and he tells about Krishna conscious philosophy. And suddenly, that lady starts surrendering to God. That lady starts surrendering to God. Right? Now, that's a choice. Bhakti is the only thing that Krishna doesn't force or Krishna doesn't plan. We have to plan that. Right? According to our consciousness, he sends some people to help us. Krishna sends some people to help us. Right? Now, will the destiny change of that person after she performs bhakti? Yes, the destiny also can change. That is why this hand rekha or any kind of astrology is not done on devotees. It's not done. In fact, once there was a time when I had to call on a very famous astrologer for some very important thing related to my son. And he saw my son's hand and he told, okay, this. Then I told, can you see my hands? Immediately I told, Prabhuji, why do you want to see your hands? Your destiny is changing every day. Literally every day, because Krishna is in control of you. When you start chanting Hare Krishna, you start performing service for Krishna, Krishna takes control. Right? All your destiny, everything is meaningless, whatever calculations. But for a person who is not surrendered to Krishna, the astrological science perfectly works. But for a person who is surrendered to Krishna, there is no meaning of astrological science. You following what I'm saying?
But Prabhuji, yeah. So now when we say surrender, like surrender is a big thing, right? Now, though we condition soul, we get into things, we do things, we are chanting. But when it comes to surrendering means, and I don't know what does it mean? Surrendering, complete surrender, right? Now, if someone completely surrenders, then yes, I think then the astrological things would not apply. But for us, though we are kind of following, we're trying to get into and try to see how we can get more involved and get more conscious of Krishna. During this phase, does this astronomical things apply, or they are there, or how that works, or to ensure that we continue in this service? It doesn't happen that though we didn't get completely surrender and then they say, okay, charts got changed and we are getting into the material things. I'm just kind of bit, I was having a discussion with someone and I got a bit confused. I said, makes sense, but I said that we kind of get a bit clarity and would help me to kind of understand.
So astrological things work. When you're not completely surrendered, when you're still in the process, like all of us, we are trying to fix our consciousness. We are going step after step. Slowly, we are making changes in our life. It might take 2 years, 10 years also to become Krishna conscious, right? So should I care about astrology? Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, the stars have not changed. Nothing has changed. We have just started a process. But the beginning has happened. The beginning has happened. The accuracy of an astrological chart is going to decrease the moment you start Krishna consciousness. Maybe 50% of it will come right because you're only 50% Krishna conscious right now. Maybe 70% of it will come right because you're only 30% Krishna conscious right now. So depending upon your percentage of Krishna consciousness, you will understand how much am I leading my life, keeping always thinking about Krishna. Like I want to change a job, I'm thinking, is there a temple there? Is there some Prabhuji there? Can I continue this satsang? Or I'm buying a property, I'm trying to see how far is the temple. Or I'm trying to donate something, I make sure that everything is properly Krishna consciously used. So everything that we do has an effect on our destiny, especially when it is relevant to Krishna. If it is not relevant to Krishna, you're only doing it for your own happiness and you're only checking your job situation just to check how much more you can get. In the greedy thoughts, I don't think your destiny will change. Your destiny will just continue.
Prabhuji, Panam.
Yeah, Panam.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt. Why is it necessary to change destiny?
It is necessary to change destiny if you want to come out of the cycle of birth and death.
Oh, okay.
Destiny, there is nothing called destiny in the spiritual world. All the word destiny, karma, these all things apply only in the material world. And it's a vicious, endless cycle. We'll just keep going like that. Every year, every life, you will do some pious things. You'll get pious results, you'll die. Again, take birth in a pious family or an aristocratic family, Krishna's rich family, and you get more time and facilities. You don't have to work, like literally working day and night. You don't have to do that. I'm giving you a situation in which you can practice more Brahmanical work. He gives. So Krishna gives a body adaptable for that. Krishna gives the intelligence to understand that, and he also gives service to you.
Prabhuji, Kiran here. Prabhuji, I've heard that, it is being said that the whole world, every Brahmand, everything is Krishna only. So even the stars or the graha, nakshatra, everything is controlled by him. So if everything is controlled by him, then we are completely should be dedicated to him. So does it make sense of thinking that, okay, graha and nakshatra will impact because Krishna is there who will be taking care of us or of our graha, nakshatra, of our destiny? Is my point of view, thinking is correct?
Yes, of course it is correct. Of course it is correct.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
As soon as you surrender to Krishna, everything changes.
Prabhuji, here also one thing, the sir just picked out the question that the surrender level. Now, if you are thinking the surrendering it, so is there any the level, the surrendering, as you said, they're completely dedicated to Krishna. Just leaving the job and everything. This is one kind of a completely surrendering and being a Krishna conscious. Now we like taking care of the family responsibility, job, and trying our level best to go towards Krishna and do Krishna seva and everything. So is what level we should think that we are, and how much level we as a can go up to extend?
Mataji, that depends on how much you are willing to surrender in this life. Right? Surrender is a very dynamic thing. Very, very dynamic thing. How much you will surrender suddenly, even you don't know. Right? So that is how you can surprise God also. See, in fact, I'll put the entire questions that we are discussing in a different way. If there is a destiny, then what is the meaning of karma? Right? And if there is karma, then what is the meaning of free will? If I do this, I'll get that. Right? If I do this, I'll get that. According to this, the destiny is already there. And then God is telling, oh, you can do whatever you want to do. How can I do? You have given me a body which is in mode of ignorance, which is more influenced by mode of ignorance. You have given me environment with only people in the mode of ignorance. Obviously, I'll do ignorant things only. But a living entity is a marginal energy. It's called Tatastha Shakti. He can make a decision to change that. See, God knows, let me give an example. God knows that after 50 lives, Lilananda Das will come to me. For example, let me say 50 lives. Right? According to Krishna, he knows that if his fellow is not ready, he has to go through some more training. He has to go and serve more devotees. Let me check on him in next birth. So God knows when you're going to come back to him. So he knows that after 50 lives, his fellow will come back to me. Are you all with me?
Yes.
If God already knows when you're going to come back to you, then why are we doing this bhakti? Everything is planned. No? Why do you have to put an endeavor? What is the meaning of free will? If God knows everything. Did you understand the question? Or did I complicate it more? If God knows by when you're going to come back to him, then that will anyway happen, right? What do I have to do for that? Where is the question of free will? Let us discuss this. Before I tell the concluding answer, I want you only to tell the answer, so you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Prabhuji, it is maybe something like
Prabhuji, I think he wants us to have a choice. He wants us to choose like when we want to come back. And he wants to know how much, probably he wants to know how much dedicated we are. And when we feel like coming back. He wants to know our choice.
See, we are very dynamic people. Okay, we can change. We have that free will. The ability to change is free will. The ability to act according to our own decisions is free will, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so I'll give an example. That say if there is a child in your home who likes to eat cookies. Every evening he likes to eat cookies. Okay? So indirectly you know that he likes to eat cookies. You already know. So what you're doing, you will go and see how many cookies he's eating. So you'll say 2 cookies each day eating. So what you do, in order to make him happy, you'll get 14 cookies and keep it in a jar. Right? On Monday itself, we'll keep it. So Monday through next Sunday, every time he comes from the school, he goes and takes that jar of cookie and he eats it. Yahan tak samajh mein hai? Huh? Yeah. One day, suddenly on Saturday, he goes to that jar, turns back and says, Nana, I think cookies are bad for my teeth. I will not eat them. How did he get to know? He heard that from a teacher in the school, that too much chocolate or cookies is not good for your teeth. And so he same and questioned. Now, his body is very much made to enjoy cookies. But suddenly there is a new set of knowledge that came, which made him change his decision. Right? Now, this ability to change decision is free will. Expectation that he'll eat all the cookies is destiny. right? And
So the knowledge,
Huh.
so the knowledge which is coming is the will of God, but acting to that knowledge is our free will.
Correct. That's all. And when you apply that free will, you can change your destiny. You can change your destiny. And Krishna wants you to change your destiny. Is destiny a permanent, rigid thing? No. For a materialistic person, it is rigid. But as soon as Krishna comes into picture, it becomes fluid. People go and do so many rituals. They wear rings, they do this, that puja, everything. Demigod, Devata puja, Sudarshana homam, what is it? Ganapati, Ganesha homam, like all these things people do. But are they willing to change their nature? Appreciation is different, change is different. See, a lot of people say, oh, I really appreciate what you do, huh? Amazing, but I don't want to do. I don't want to do. You're doing it, that's great. Did you all understand the question?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, simple, Prabhuji. Free will is the energy of God, Abhigya Swarat. Krishna gives it to every living entity. You have a free will to choose. If you choose in a wrong place, you get wrong results. If you choose in the right place, you get right results. Okay, this is clear?
Yeah.
Huh. But this wrong and right, if it's only material consciousness, and again you have to do wrong and right in next life also. It will have its own reaction. But in case of bhakti, when you perform bhakti and activities which are related to Krishna, that cycle breaks. Suddenly, your roadmap changes. You would not even notice that. Any question? So does free will exist? And how much free will do we actually have? Okay, does free will exist and how much free will do we actually have? I'll tell you something. Our free will is like 1 gram in 1000 kgs.
That 1 gram makes havoc, right?
That 1 gram can change everything. But our free will is very less. How? You have got a body. You've got a body and a nature according to your past karma. Okay? So this body and nature says that I will eat cookies. I will eat cookies because I have been eating cookies for many, many lifetimes. I will eat cookies. So this is my body which likes cookies. And my destiny is I'll keep eating cookies, whatever. Now, on top of that, the 3 modes of material nature which are operating around us, the 3 Shaktis of Durga Devi, Sattva Gun, Rajagun, Tamogun, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Now, what Krishna will do, all those energies, they'll bring more cookies in front of you. So you got a body to eat cookies, and that's what you've been doing in past life. You have also got that body in this life, so you're going to eat cookies. And every time you go anywhere, the cookies are coming in front of you, you're eating them. And then one fine doctor is going to tell you that if you keep eating like this, you'll destroy your digestive system and your intestines. You should not eat this. He told as an advice. I am so attached to cookies that I might follow it for a day and again I'll continue with cookies. Or I might actually introspect what he's telling and design my life in such a way that will help me. That is free will. So free will is very small because what choice do you have? You already like cookies, then there are cookies around you. It's very, very little. But the free will exists. Right? Did you all understand or no?
And the free will is more stronger than the destiny.
Yes. Free will is what can simply change your course. So senior devotees, when they spend like 20 years, 25 years plus, and they're doing extraordinary services in temple and everything, their life is completely controlled by Krishna. In a way, they don't have free will when life is being controlled by Krishna. Krishna is their free will. Krishna will execute everything that he likes because they have already declared that we like what Krishna likes.
So, Prabhuji, one question on this. Like we say, God has planned for everyone, right? Now, God has planned for everyone. When we say that God has planned everyone and as per that plan, all individuals, they work, right? Now this free will which comes in is saying that we are interfering with the plan of God. If we are going otherwise to the will of the God or the plan that has been made for us. Is there some connection to that, or is it something different concept to this?
No, sorry, I didn't follow your question. Can you please repeat it? Sorry.
So what we hear and what people say, that everyone says that God has made plan for everyone, right? God has made a plan for everyone, that what one would go or what one will do or what the destiny of one person is. Now we're saying now this free will is so strong that it can change the plan of the God, or is it something different that God wants that we use our free will in that way that we don't go to the destiny which God has planned for us? Because we say God wants everyone to come back to Him, right? But plan is there. But is this free will so dangerous or so strong that it changes the course of life? It changes lives after lives. People or individuals can't go back to Godhead. So I'm just a bit kind of not very sure how to link this with the plan of God. This free will is playing so much of the role in, or is it saying that someone is in a life and then it changes? We say, okay, it's a God plan that He changed things. So how to relate this? Maybe I'm asking same question again with different things, but maybe the same answer. But how to link this, the free will and the plan of God interfering each other and not making a person to achieve what he wants, which God wants him to achieve.
See, ultimately, understand one thing, is that God wants you to come back.
Right.
This whole material world is created to bring you back, not to keep you here. Okay, that is a fundamental. Remember that. Krishna doesn't want you to settle in this material world. He doesn't want you to register another apartment in my home. Simple. Bahut kar liya. Come back. So everything Krishna wants is for you to come back. But He cannot pull you more than how much you can walk. Right? Krishna wants He can pull you right now. Right now the time is 12:11. 12:12. All of us can be with Krishna. But are we ready to go? No. We are not ready to go. We have so many conditionings, so many doubts, so many habits, so many things that are obstructing us, right? So Krishna wants us right now, but He is forced to give another 20 lives to us because this fellow started now. Slowly, He will improve his faith on me and He will come back to me. He is forced to act according to our nature. And is forced to give a body also according to that nature. Right? Now, if you understand this fundamental thing, Prabhuji, that God actually wants you to come back, and because of your inability to go so fast, He is actually waiting for you to come, life after life, life after life. Right? Keep that in mind. This is a fundamental. And your destiny in each life is created according to how much you can go forward. You've done sins, you get a next body in which you can suffer a lot. And in that suffering, you can also choose Krishna. To take shelter of Krishna. Right? So sometimes God can give you suffering to choose Him also. But still, he will not interrupt our free will. He'll say, okay, you decide. You decide. What do you want to do? But Prabhuji, sometimes we can also surprise God. Because free will is such a thing that God doesn't tamper with, and like he can surprise us, we can also surprise God. How? By surrendering more than what God has planned us. Right? For example, in this life, I am tuned to chant only 4 rounds. I cannot chant more than 4 rounds. Just say, मेरे को इतना faith नहीं है. My life is too complicated. I can only chant 4 rounds. And Krishna has prepared your entire destiny according to the 4 rounds. That in this life, this is what we'll achieve. But suddenly you heard a lecture from some great person, and his words went into your heart, which is again sent by whom? Krishna only is sending these people, thinking that let's try to change this fellow's destiny. Another 20 lives in Pagal ki tarah hi rehne wala hai. I want him sooner. So he'll send a devotee. And you heard that lecture. Not only you, 5 people heard that lecture, but you are the most affected. You are the most affected. That's your free will. And immediately you tell Krishna, Krishna, I don't want to stay any longer. Please take me soon. I think I've understood the whole game. I'm just stuck here. I have to come out of this. Right? And your destiny changes immediately. Krishna will celebrate. He'll give a party to everybody, say, Hammaya, this fellow has changed his destiny. He's coming closer to me faster and faster. You can even surprise God. So your free will remains intact. Your karma. Now, karma is what? Karma is an activity, good or bad. Actually, good karma is called as karma. Viruddha rupena karma. Vikarma is called bad activity. So for good activity, you get a good result. For bad activity, you get a bad result. Now, Krishna is planning for you to come back, and you suddenly start performing good activities. Meaning what? I start giving charity to poor people, dresses to dressless people, medicines to sick people. Now Krishna is thinking, why this fellow started nonsense again? Huh? Nonsense? Giving medicines to needy people, is it nonsense? But why is Krishna telling it's nonsense? Because that charity is not done as a service to Krishna. That charity is a feel-good factor charity. I have this much, so I want to give away this much. You're giving it to people. What will that do? That will give you a place in Swargaloka. आपको स्वर्ग लेके जाएगा. Those acts. And where is Swarga and Naraka? It's within the material world only. You'll go to Swarga, you'll again come back here. So Krishna is worried. Why is this fellow doing charity now? Without becoming Krishna conscious, if he does charity, then it will result in a good reaction, and for the good reaction also he has to come back. For bad reaction to come back, for good reaction to come back. For bad activities, you have a destiny which has bad problems in it. For good activities, you have a good destiny which has good events in your life. But either ways, where is Krishna? There is no Krishna. Right? There is no Krishna. And when there is no Krishna, you keep rotating. जन्मा मृत्यु जरा व्याधि, जन्मा मृत्यु जरा व्याधि. एक दिन स्वर्ग में, एक दिन नरक में, एक दिन भूलोक में. So that becomes your destiny. But suddenly one ISKCON devotee comes into your life and he says, or one devotee, one Vaishnava, from any sample, he comes and says, why are you rotating here like a fool? Why don't you just go back to Krishna? And then he says, there is a way I can go back to Krishna? How? Then he says, please chant. And please serve the Vaishnavas, and rest Krishna will take care. And he starts doing that. When he starts doing that, then Krishna changes all his future destiny plans. And you only do this much surrender in this life. According to that, next life you will take birth in a devotee family. And according to that, you will take birth in an even greater devotee family. And according to that, you start preaching also others, because you become... So what could have happened in 20 lives, suddenly in 4 or 5 lives, you are going back to Krishna. And Krishna wants that to happen. Am I confusing you all, or I don't know, Is that okay?
No, yeah, it's okay.
Ramya Mataji, Sai Bhartaram Prabhu, Himachal Prabhuji, Shravanti Mataji, Swapna Mataji. Please.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, actually, I'm having some sinus issue and, kind of dozing off. So I'm not able to focus sometimes. But are you all understanding? Can you all please come on the screen? That kind of helps me. Just open your screen for some time. We are just 16 of us. Don't worry about the background, wherever you are. Yeah, everybody, please. For some time. Haribol. It's good to look at each other. You can also put the gallery on, yeah? You can see everybody? Yeah? Yeah. Now this gives me more attention for what I'm speaking now. Because this is Prabhujan Mata is a very intriguing topic. It's a very intriguing topic. A lot of people don't answer this. They don't have an answer. Unless you read Bhagavad Gita, unless you are properly heard from Vaishnava Acharya, you can't answer this. Right? Did you all understand what we just discussed? Any questions? I can see.
So one thing, this karma is also an effect of our free will. Is karma and free will is both related, right?
Prabhuji, free will is an ability for you to choose and do anything. Okay, free will is simply an ability for you to choose and do anything. Anything, good or bad. If you do good, you get good karma. If you do bad, you get bad karma. If you do bhakti, you get no karma. If you do good, you get good karma, good results. But again, for enjoying those results, you have to take birth again. If you do bad, you get bad karma. For enjoying those results, you have to take birth again. If you do bhakti, that's akarma. You don't have to take birth again. Its balance is closed. Okay? Karma is the energy of God which keeps capturing everything that you do and it keeps giving you reaction for it. Okay, I'll use a word. Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. How many have heard this? Pura dunya, Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, everybody heard this. Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Now, is Manava Seva, Madhava Seva good or bad? Prabhuji, इसमें bad क्या है? तो good ही है.
Though a good karma, but
it can be good, it can be dangerously bad also. For example, you have found some hungry people on the road. You went and fed them biryani or anything, curd rice. It's a good act. But what is the result of that? Next life, you will also be fed. Meaning, in this equation of you feeding, there is no Krishna. It's a feel-good factor, right? Yeah, I have it, I'll give it. It's a feel-good factor. Yeah, मैं दानी हूं, मैं दान दे दूंगा. Feel-good factor. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's just your feel-good factor. You're doing it. But it is not Madhava Seva. It is only Manava Seva. When it becomes Madhava Seva, when that Manava Seva becomes Madhava Seva, is when you feed him Prashadam. When you feed him Prashadam, meaning Madhava is in the equation now. Now you have taken that Bhoga to Ranganath and you have given that to Ranganath and Ranganath had it and then you take that and give it to people over. That will not result in good karma, that will result in akarma. That is Manava Seva and Madhava Seva. But simply going and giving food to everybody and saying that I'm doing Manava Seva, Madhava Seva, it's not Madhava Seva. It's only Manava Seva. And okay, you can do Manava Seva, but what is the result of the Manava Seva? You will be a beggar in next life or whatever, you will get food again. You will be paid back. Or you will be getting some great next life. In some planet, you will become Queen Elizabeth.
But Prabhuji, if you get a next life and again serve the people, then what is wrong with that?
Keep doing that. Who is stopping you?
At least many people will get benefited.
Baba. But what is the purpose of the material world? You want to keep taking birth again and again?
But if me taking birth, it will serve 1,000 people, then
it is not solving problem, Prabhuji. It is just your feel-good factor. It's just your feel-good factor that I can do it. It's an ego only. But I can give. I have. I'm giving it. I have. I'm giving it. Where is Krishna in that equation? My question to you is, where is Krishna in that equation? The moment you bring Krishna, the same seva becomes bhakti. समझ रहे हैं प्रभु जी? The same seva becomes bhakti. You just have to bring, for example, Jagannath ka prasad diya, right? That is bhakti. You make your own and you start distributing. That is also good, but it is not bhakti. I am feeling great. Huh? See, God could not do. I am doing. Some people have that, Some people, some philanthropists, they have that feeling. What God could not do, I am doing. Though they don't tell it openly, that feeling is there. Feel good factor. But in the same consciousness, if you say that, Krishna, you have given me opportunity. You have given me opportunity to serve others. Okay? Bhakti. That is the highest. Then you can keep doing. Life after life also keep doing. No problem. But see, Prabhuji, you understand one thing. This whole material world that we are right now living in, whichever country we are born, whether Bhutan, Kazakhstan or Afghanistan or India, doesn't matter. Why is this material world created? It is not created to come and do good and bad activities here. It is created only for one single purpose, to prepare us to go back to the spiritual world. Are you all understanding what I'm saying? It is prepared only for one purpose, to prepare us to go back to the spiritual world. We don't belong here. We are souls. We are souls, not this body. Whatever faces I'm seeing here are not you. The face that you are seeing me is not me. After 20 years, my face will not look like this. So did I change? I did not change. My face changed. So what you are seeing is merely a body. We are souls. And souls don't die, but we are forced to die. Souls don't take birth. We are forced to take birth. Did you all choose to take birth wherever you took birth? Huh? Come on, tell me. So you are forced to do some things which you are not willing to do, but you are going through the cycle again and again and again. How many of you like diseases? Tell me. Will you get diseases? Obviously you'll get diseases. Whether I tell it or whether you accept it or not, you'll get disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. Krishna is saying, Bhaiya, please don't go through this cycle again and again. And many times in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Naiti Mameti Su Arjuna. He says, what is it? Janma karma chame divyam evam yoti tattvataha tyaktya deham punarjanma. He's telling punarjanma. Saying, Bhaiya, don't take punarjanma. Bahut ho gaya. Wapas aao. Come back. I have prepared this material world only for this purpose. So don't keep repeating it. When there is but Krishna, I like feeding poor people. I know you like feeding poor people. I know you have a good heart. Right? You can do that here also. You can continue to do or whatever, but don't stay in the material world. That material world is a correction house. It's a correction house. See, when you are put in a jail, do you construct a villa in jail? Only a fool will construct villa in jail. Isn't it? What is your first business when you are in jail? How to get out of the jail. Simple. Ante kada? Kya Prabhuji Mataji? You want to get out of this material world. That is your fundamental thing. Same way, when you are in this material world, you want to get out of this material world. And Krishna also wants you to get out of this material world. You can do good activities, which is a good thing, but do it in the consciousness of Krishna. Otherwise, this will have reaction. There's a reaction I have. God is not telling don't feed poor people. God is not telling don't help poor people. No, he's just saying do it with me in the consciousness. He's telling Arjuna, do the war, but keep me in the consciousness. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami masucha. He's saying you will not get a single sin, Arjuna, by killing any of these people because you are doing it on my order. So, and he is telling Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, he is telling Arjuna, now you decide according to what you feel is right. Nowhere in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell that do this. 1 minute, little important call. Hello? Malaysia. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Please, if you don't mind, please come back for a few minutes. We'll wrap up in some time. But I just want to wrap this up at a right note. Please come back to the screens. It feels good to look at everybody and talk. Yeah, please, my humble request. Yeah. So, Prabhuji and Mataji, you understood. See, what I'm telling you is Guha Jnana. It is called Guha Jnana, meaning very secret knowledge coming out of Bhagavad Gita. Lot of people speak about doing good things, about doing bad things. But what Krishna is speaking is above good and bad. Above good and bad. See, have you heard about three gunas? Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Right? You heard about all these three, na? Now, Sattva guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. What will people in Sattva guna do? People in the mode of goodness, they will help each other. They'll be good to each other, right? They will do charity. They'll go and do service in temple also. As they have some connection with God, not pure bhakti, but some connection, faith, and then they are very disposed, compassionate to poor people. All that is Sattva guna. You all agree with that? Sattva guna. They eat sattvic ahar. They don't eat meat. They don't eat anything rajasic. They eat only sattvic ahar. Something that is offered to, like very, very simple. Not too spicy. Krishna says all this detail in 17th chapter. You can go to 17th chapter and explain what is Sattva guna, what is Rajoguna, what is Tamoguna. Detailedly explains. Okay, na? Andarki ardhamainda? Please, I want you to pay little attention. Otherwise, you'll be bewildered. Huh? Okay. Rajoguna. Rajoguna meaning I'll do only for my enjoyment. I'll do this only for my enjoyment. I'll go to Tirupati provided I get my, business back. I'll go to Tirupati if I'll get married. I'll go to Tirupati if I have a child. What is that? Rajoguna. I will do everything for my enjoyment. I will marry somebody to enjoy that person. Not to serve that person. To enjoy that person. Rajoguna. Tamoguna. Tamoguna meaning I will enjoy it any cost. Any cost. Everything is for me only. Right? Even if other person dies, I don't care. So this is Tamoguna, bad. Right? So you have good, meaning mode of goodness, you have passion, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Now, Krishna told about these three gunas. We all know about these three gunas. But in 2nd chapter, Krishna says one very, very unique verse. He says, Traigunya Vishya Veda Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandva Nitva Sattvasto Niri Yoga Kshemam Atmavan. He says that. We went through that verse in the previous classes. What does it mean? He says, these three gunas are okay, Arjuna, but rise above them. Why is he asking him to rise above Sattva guna? Sattva guna is good, right? Charity, being kind to everybody, all that is good. Krishna is saying, rise above that. That also is a problem. That also is a problem. What is the problem? You will settle down here. You will settle down here. See, we want our children to go to school, but we also want them to come out of the school. Is that true? We don't want our children to be in school only for the rest of the life, right? We want them to study, learn, come out. Come, I aake kaam karo. So understand, this material world is like that school. We are supposed to learn here. Right? Learn good. But always remember that you have to go back home. Our home is not this material world. Our home is spiritual world. And what is the unique thing about spiritual world? In spiritual world, nobody judges anybody. Everybody loves everybody. And everybody is serving Krishna. Okay? That is spiritual world. Everybody is loving and serving Narayan. That is Vaikuntha. And the center of Vaikuntha is Krishna Loka or Goloka. Right? Now, if we want to go back there, we need a change in consciousness. We need a change. For change in consciousness, Vedas are given. The entire Vedic knowledge is given to change our consciousness. And Vedas say, do charity. eat only this, eat that. Vedas is telling. No, but that is only a step. That is only a step to develop a quality. What happens when you give charity? Professor Madhi, tell me, what happens when you give charity? When you give charity, you can sleep peacefully. I can tell you that. If you stop giving charity, you just keep everything to yourself, you will not sleep. Giving charity is more beneficial to you than the person who's taking it. Remember that. Actually, that is the truth. When you give charity, you become detached from what you earn. You become even little charity, regular little charity that you give, maybe it is 1% of your income. But you will slowly become very detached from what you want. So giving charity is very good. But giving charity is not the goal of life. That is to develop detachment. Giving charity is a medium. If you are attached to anything in this material world, how can you go to spiritual world? You cannot go. Bhogaishwarya prashaktanam taya aprita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadho na vidiyate. Krishna says na vidiyate. Bhoga and Aishwarya. Bhoga means acha khana. Aishwarya means acha rehna. If you have any desire for these two things, samadho na vidiyate. You cannot come back to me. This is also Bhagavad Gita shloka. Right? I'm not speaking philosophy that I like. I'm telling what Krishna is telling. Understanding, provision messages. So our free will, now coming back, our free will is to do activities ultimately which will please Krishna. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. The other day I was telling in, what is it? Janmashtami festival. After everybody were doing one function, I say, please everybody tell Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Why do you think I was telling that? Because I want to convert that performance of that child, that song of that adult into bhakti. I don't want that child or that lady or gentleman whoever sang get converted to good karma. Good karma matlab kya? Now he has sung very nicely, he felt very nice, and everybody felt nice. Uska karma ka result kya hoga? He'll become Kishore Kumar in next life. Or Ghantasala in next life. Fir paida hoga, fir marega. But the moment you say, Krishna, whichever way I sang, it is for your pleasure. No reaction. Only bhakti. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. समझ रहे माता जी प्रभु जी? संजय प्रभु?
Yes,
See, this is very, very essential aspect. This is the fundamental of why we practice spiritual life. Right? क्या भानु प्रभु अर्धवेंद्र प्रभु जी? विजय राघवन प्रभु? Tapasya Mataji? Sushil Prabhu, are you following?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh. And first of all, understand why we are here. We are here to be corrected, not because we are great. None of us are great. If you are great by now, we would have been with Krishna. Kuch problem hai? Tell me, once all the disease is gone, will you be in the hospital? Rahoge kya? Once everything is over, will you get discharged or will you be in the hospital? Oh, I like hospital. I think Continental is very nice. You'll stay there? Immediately you'll go home, isn't it? Apollo is very nice. Will you stay in the hospital? No. If you are still in the hospital, that means what?
You're not cured yet.
You're not cured yet. If we are all in the material world right now we are in the material world. Uska matlab kya hai? We are still materially diseased. Simple. Jagannath has not taken us back. Jagannath still wants some more antibiotics to be given. समझिए ना प्रभु जी माता जी? Some more medication treatment is needed. That is the reason we are here. Okay? Don't forget that. Otherwise, you know what we'll feel? We'll give some charity and we'll feel, mere se acha koi hai nahi. There is no one better than me. You know, or I'm perfect already. I'm perfect. If you are perfect, why are you still here? If you already become perfect, next moment Krishna will take you from here. Suddenly you'll get heart attack. Finish, khatam, you'll go. Krishna doesn't want to keep you here. Krishna wants you back. You are here because still treatment is going on. Okay? You are here because we are still misusing our karma somewhere. Misusing our free will. Sorry. You are here because still some karma balance is there. Now, what happens when you chant Hare Krishna? When you chant Hare Krishna, all your past karma, Krishna takes and puts in his pocket. Okay? When you start bhakti, he'll simply take your past karma. How much karma? Billions of tons of karma. He'll take and put in his pocket. And he'll say, chalo, bhakti chalu karo. Then what will you do in between? Between doing bhakti, again, you will deviate a little. You know, Sunday na Krishna, I will not chant today. Then what will you do? He'll take a little, 20 grams of karma and throw it back to you. Stick. Immediately, Krishna, I'm feeling it. Then you'll say, I should become serious again. Right? Why do devotees get difficulties? Devotees get difficulties because Krishna wantedly gives a little. Thoda. Chahiye. Nahi to ye log bhag jayega fir se. Thoda. The moment you start the moment you start bhakti, your life is in whose control? Krishna's control. Till the time you don't start bhakti, your life is in whose control? Maya's control. Durga's control. Right? The moment you become devotee, Durga will keep you on a plate with nice flowers, give it to Krishna. Krishna, this fellow is ready. Take him now. Okay? So our karma is reaction to our deeds only. Karma is reaction to our deeds only. So for example, if you have a very uncooperative husband, who is that husband? Husband is nothing but a form of your karma only. He has come into your life to give you back what you deserve. So don't blame him. If your wife is torturing you, who is that wife? A form of your karma only. Your karma only. Don't blame her. Thank you very much. Please torture me more. I deserve it. Right? But don't, if you react, what will you create? You will create another wife in next life, who will again give you back. Right? So accept whatever is coming in your life. Yes, I deserve it. That's a reaction to your own karma. Your own karma. Don't create further karma. And to solve everything, tell your wife or husband, let us go to satsang, do Hare Krishna bhajan. Your karma will go, my karma will go, पूरा कर्म शून्य हो जाएगा और भगवत धाम चले जाएंगे. The purpose of marriage is to do that. The purpose of marriage is not to go and finalize interiors for your flat. The purpose of marriage is not to build another villa in Tellapur. The purpose of marriage is not to send our children to Harvard. The purpose of marriage is not to go on vacation to Mauritius. The purpose of marriage is to help each other to go back to God. That is the main purpose of marriage. That is what is the mantras that Brahmana chants actually, which we don't understand. Right? So free will is there. Karma is also there. Destiny is also there. But we can change all the three. Remember that. We can change all the three. How bad is God? If there is a God, how bad is he if he doesn't allow you to change anything? Just imagine. God says, "Tere ko to suffer hona hi hai, mar abhi yahan baith ke." Would you like such a God? Would you want to go to such a God? No. No matter what bad you have done, if you want to change your life now, Krishna is ready to forgive and take you back. Brothers and Matajis, Whole world looks at our history and judges us. Whole world looks at our past and judges us. Isn't it? Krishna only looks at our future and takes us. He doesn't care about our past. You might be Hiranyakashipu, you might be a Ravan, you might have done so many bad things in past lives or in this life. Krishna doesn't care that. Krishna only asks, okay, now what do you want to do? Tell me, now you want to do. Kya karna hai? Krishna, I want to come back to you. Really? Sure? Yes. Chant 16 rounds every day. I'll send my devotee as your guru. He will monitor you for some time. He will not monitor. He will help you surrender. So that is why guru is very important in life. Right? Guru executes the plan of God for us. For a sincere devotee, for a sincere disciple. Otherwise, you can go to guru, say that he is my guru, and then you live your life, your guru lives his life. What kind of guru and shishya is that? Fashion statement guru, saying, I also have guru. No. You should know what is your guru telling you. And what am I doing what is telling me or not? Am I doing it or not? And then you go and report to your guru. Gurudev, I'm doing this. These are very nice blessings. Very nice. Continue. So in that relationship, when you lead a life, serving your guru, serving Krishna, then Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. Then every Seva is Madhava Seva. Otherwise, you are just creating one more life. Okay? Are we okay with this or too heavy?
It was good. Nice.
Yeah, Ramya Mataji and Vinod Prabhu, is it okay? You heard it for the first time, what you're hearing today? How many heard it for the first time, what you're hearing today? Shravanti Mataji is saying this. So what are you cooking, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Sushil Prabhu and Param Prabhu, did you understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. You can also tell somebody what you understood.
Prabhuji, I understood that like life and we have to eliminate both the good karma and bad karma, and it's okay to give charity, but just a medium. And you should not do it with a feel good thought. You should do it for Krishna. So whatever you should do, you should not do it for the feel good factor. You should do it for Krishna.
Yes. Everything in life. Sarvam Krishnarparamastu. We tell, right? Pura Vratam karne mein kya bolte? Last mantra. Sarvam Krishnarparamastu. You do Ganesh Homam also. You do Vigneshwar Homam also. Everything ends with Sarvam Krishnarparamastu. So remember that. Okay, and our life will be perfect. No problem. Then the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is solved. Right? Bhagavad Gita is 700 shlokas, 18 chapters. But if you don't understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is Krishna is asking us to come back. That is the purpose. Real secret purpose of Bhagavad Gita is he's asking us to come back. Right? So we should completely surrender. Completely surrender means basically understand this fact that he wants us to come back. Right? And do all your activities keeping him in consciousness. You don't have to change anything. You can go to job, you can have children, you can take care of children, you can do your daily core activities, everything you can do. But keep this in mind why you are here. Why am I here? I'm here so that I can become Krishna conscious. I can remain Krishna conscious. And I can go back to Krishna becoming Krishna conscious. That is the only purpose I'm here. Okay? So next week we will continue with the third chapter. We took a little deviation. The good thing that happened is you all came on the screen and I lost my drowsy thing. I was not totally well. Sinus problem. I became very alert now. Now I'm fully charged for next 5 hours. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to call some of you maybe after a few weeks asking about your interest to buy Bhagavatam sets, right? And I'll arrange for you. And you can also give in charity Bhagavatam sets to others. There is a very special day coming called as Bhadra Purnima on the 20th of September. Before that date, if you can commit for a Bhagavatam, it will bring a lot of spiritual benefit. We are planning to keep Bhagavatam sets in schools, a lot of schools. So people will start reading Bhagavatam some other way, and in temples also, and in some Anath ashrams also. We're planning to do that, right? And if somebody doesn't have your own set also, I'll call you anyways. Individually, I'll call each family, everybody in the group, and I'll be encouraging whoever wants it, absolutely voluntary. And so that's one thing. Bhagavatam, not Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam sets. Right? It's like 18 books, 12 cantos, entire Bhagavatam. Yeah. So, and we also are getting, next festival is Radhashtami. So we had Janmashtami. No, Radhashtami is a very private affair. Father's birthday we celebrate in a big way, like everybody knows. But mother's birthday is a very private affair in the house. Right? So I'll be inviting all of you to come to our house. We have Shri Radha Gopi Vallabh, deities in our house. We'll be doing Abhishekam. We'll have nice Kirtan and some lecture about Radharani, Srimati Radharani. And that's coming on 14th September, if I'm right. What day is it?
Today is Teacher's Day. So we are celebrating your, for us, you are our guru and teacher.
No. You're all my teachers. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Prabhupada is a teacher. My teacher is my wife. She's outside. Everybody's teacher is their spouse. Yeah. We're all taking this knowledge from all great Vaishnava Acharyas. All great Vaishnava Acharyas. We are indebted to them. Otherwise, without them, we can't understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. We can't. People can read Bhagavad Gita for their whole life, but they will not understand the core bhakti in Bhagavad Gita. What is Krishna trying to tell? We can never understand. So on this day, for us, actually, every day is Teacher's Day. We don't celebrate one day in a year in Vedic system. Every day, we start our day saying, Vande Guru Shri Charanarabindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanarabindam. That Guru, I submit to his lotus feet. Charanarabindam, yes. But since it is Teacher's Day, we'll anyway celebrate again, thanking the great Acharyas. So thank you very much. Forgive me if I spoke anything incorrectly or something that was a little harsh. If you have any more questions, we can continue next week. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Today we will not do Narshing Arati. Actually, the sinus has fully filled my head. So, Shri Narshing Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Bhakti Vignanashka Narsinghadev Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.